Gosh, social media is becoming a huge factor in SEO. It's not there yet, but it's definitely coming in. And when I look at companies, if they're not integrating SEO and social yet, they're going to be behind. And they're actually going to suffer as a result. So what are the things that you recommend a company do to collaborate? So imagine that person has the appointment on the calendar, management's already bought in, the social team lead is already bought in. They just need to know, what do we do here? So what are some recommendations for that?
So social is really that indirect support, right, for SEO and vice versa. They're a great distribution channel for links and passing content out through what we would typically have used 10 years ago in an email channel, right? And so you've got email now, you've also got social media. All of that needs to have a home base though, right? When we distribute a tweet that has a link, the link's got to go somewhere. It should go back into a page on site that is optimized, that has purpose, right? To draw people into whatever part of the funnel and further through. So social and SEO really need to work together on understanding what the ultimate goal is, what the end goal is. If the ultimate goal is a registration or a booking or a purchase, then that messaging needs to be created through and through. Content calendars can be shared as far as timing, right? Being able to support multiple iterations of messaging out through whatever platform, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever, right? So the other thing too, I think with social and SEO is, the teams really need to be in sync, right, on a regular basis. So one way I look at it is SEO is kind of the content publisher, if you will, in this case, and SEO is the distribution channel. But those really are part of the same effort.
Right.
However, in larger companies, SEO is one team and social is another team.
I know.
So unless we're really integrating our processes together, we're disjointed, and it creates a little bit of, it's just not ideal. It doesn't give us the full potential.
Very good. Are there any processes that come to mind that you need to make sure that are actually reviewed or analyzed from an SEO perspective?
All processes should be, I think, right? I mean, tweets happen on a very frequent basis, postings on Facebook, pins on Pinterest, whatever the action is on the platform. But there isn't a once and done kind of approach in social media, right? It's kind of an ongoing conversation, a community. It's very evolving at all times. SEO, however, can be a planned message with a planned purpose, with a funnel built in. And generally, once that's done and kind of created with social in mind and vice versa, there's not a whole lot to go back and do on the SEO side, unless maybe it's not converting as well, and maybe you want to start testing some new things on the landing page and so forth. But I think you really just need to be in full, constant communication for that ideal state. Otherwise, you end up with, here's what happens in the end. You create a landing page with a message and a funnel and whatever it is your action you want your customers to take. Your social team puts together 3 tweets that are going to get scheduled at a certain time and day. They put together a Facebook campaign that's going to gain some visibility. And everyone goes off and does their own thing. And what ends up happening is no one's looking, right, at what the results are and whether the results are expected. So unless there's that full communication on an ongoing basis.
And when you look at those results, another thing you want to make sure is you're not just looking at them from the traditional social media metrics, right? You also say, okay, what did we get from an SEO standpoint? How did this initiative help with our SEO program overall?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every metric should be individualized, but also shared where there's overlap. So the social team can really focus on their social metrics as far as how many retweets did they receive or how much traction did it get, which is important to us in SEO, but it's not our first priority as far as our metric, right? Our metric is going to be landing page visits, conversions, and so forth. So being able to have those independent KPIs and the shared KPIs and then share that dashboard.
Yep, and I think the key is figuring out what are the shared KPIs. So if you want if you want to really start understanding, here's what I need to do to to merge or collaborate with social, I would say one of the first steps is not only like the calendar sharing and strategic collaboration, but also looking at those shared metrics, right?
Yeah.
So that everybody understands, okay, this is what we're striving toward.